Yo ho ho! Bet you didn't see that coming. Yeah, I probably should reconsider what I'm gonna say before I actually say it. Apologies. So, today we're gonna be talking about childhood memories and or stories. So, I've got some stories to share. My stories are gonna be about stories. How original. Even though I wasn't a big reading person before high school, I did read. I read small books, kid books, fairy tales, Hansel and Gretel. In one of those books, I can't remember the company, but they have a gold binding, and then they have like pictures of the stories that they've done on the gold binding, and they still make them today with like Toy Story or something. I don't know if this was an influence of Toy Story when I was younger or before Toy Story or whatever. I wrote stories when I was really young. They were short stories, and I would sell them to the grades above me for 10 cents a book. But I wrote one story in particular that I can remember, and it's called The Lost Toys, with a Z. And I drew little pictures for it, and colored it, and it was legit. But I remember it was about this girl who lost her toys, or it was a boy, I can't remember. They lost their toys because they brought them to school, even though their parents told them not to. And so they lost them, and then it's about the toys going on an adventure to try and find the kid's backpack again. Somehow they ended up in the Lost and Found. I remember the fire drill went off for some reason, and then either someone claimed them or they ended up back in the bag before school let out. I don't think the kid ever knew they were missing, actually. So it kind of defeats the moral, if there is a moral, that you should listen to your parents. Because I was just a rebel at that age as well. Weren't we all? And another thing, I watched movies like crazy. I loved TV. I loved watching cartoons in the morning, and I just VHS. We had so many VHSs, and my dad would actually record things for us. So we'd have like a VHS with like 5 movies on them. I loved The Twilight Zone. It was the newer episodes, but I still loved it. My mom made an exception for me, and she let me stay up like a big kid past 9. And so I'd watch The Twilight Zone with my father and my family, and it was just a good thing. I loved watching it. It was just cool to go together. I also remember watching this movie, and for the longest time, people thought I was crazy. Because the way I described the movie was, there are giant ducks, and they make people into tea. Malin, I think this was a dream or something. I don't think this is real. It's really a movie. You're just imagining things. No! No, no, no! I'm serious. They made people into tea. Giant ducks, but nobody could see them because they were the little girl's imaginary friends or something like that. There were definitely ducks turning people into tea. I'm not crazy. This may sound crazy, but it was actually a movie. And my sister found it like last year or something, and it's called Magic Mirror or something. Yeah, and I rewatched it because it's on YouTube, and it's a weird movie. I remember I used to be afraid to go in the closet in my mom's room because I was afraid a giant duck was gonna come and make me into tea. I guess there's nothing more I really need to say because this video is already taken up. I'm just kind of talking, so I'm gonna go. But I hope you enjoyed whatever this was. You know, this bonding, let me tell you about my childhood kind of thing. I enjoyed remembering these memories. And we're gonna leave it at that. Good evening.